As per reports, French President Emmanuel Macron and Greek Prime Minister Kyriakos Mitsotakis have reached an agreement for France to supply Athens with 10 new Rafale in the latest F3R standard. Another 8 Rafale of an older standard, not specified but most likely F2 or F3, will be taken from the French Air Force to be donated and not sold to Greece. This means Greece will have one full squadron of 18 Rafale jets. This is a massive development and comes after France decided to lend Greece 2 state-of-the-art frigates. The 2 French FREMM frigates, named Alsace and Lorraine, are currently in the final stage of testing and have state-of-the-art area air defense systems. War of words is broken between the 3 nations, with Turkey using an increasingly aggressive tone against Greece and France. In this video, Defense Updates analyzes how France is intervening strongly on the side of Greece against Turkey with the proposed delivery of the lethal Rafale jets. Let's get into the details. This video is sponsored by War Thunder. If you are, like us, fascinated by military vehicles and technology, I recommend you give War Thunder a try. It's a military vehicle combat game which you can download and play for free on PC, PlayStation 4, and Xbox One with cross-platform support. It has a huge variety of more than 1,200 playable aircraft, tanks, helicopters, and ships from the 1930s to the 1990s, which you can take to battle on land, in the air, and at sea on more than 80 theaters of war. War Thunder's been kind enough to offer all Defense Updates viewers a special bonus, which will grant you a free premium tank, aircraft, or ship, and 3 days of premium account time for registering using our link in the description below. So take the plunge and join more than 20 million players from around the world. Turkey and Greece are both NATO members that are also traditional rivals. The 2 countries locked in a decades-long dispute as they compete for control of oil and gas reserves in the Eastern Mediterranean. Turkey, on August 10th, deployed the Oryk Reis research vessel and an escorting flotilla of warships to the waters between Cyprus and the Greek islands of Kastellorizo and Crete. The vessel's stay in the contested waters has been extended 3 times. Greece responded by staging naval exercises with several EU allies and the United Arab Emirates, not far from where Turkey conducted its maneuvers between Cyprus and Crete. There's a growing uneasiness in the region because of the genuine probability that a conflict could break out. With President Erdgon solidifying power, Turkey has been moving away from NATO. This came to the fore with the S-400 air defense deal. S-400 Triumph is an anti-aircraft weapon system developed by Russia's Almaz Central Design Bureau in the 1990s as an upgrade to the S-300 family. It's been in service with the Russian Armed Forces since 2007. It's considered one of the most powerful air defense systems in the world. Because of its capabilities, S-400 has the potential to change the tactical balance in the region. In July 2017, Turkey reportedly signed the deal to acquire the S-400 air defense system from Russia. It took delivery of the S-400 in July of this year. This was done against strong opposition by the US and NATO. Several important people have expressed reservation when it comes to F-35 sales to Turkey if it acquired the S-400. U.S. Army General Curtis Scaparrotti, the head of U.S. forces in Europe, told a Senate Armed Services Committee, "My best military advice would be that we don't then follow through with the F-35, flying it or working with an ally that's working with Russian systems, particularly air defense systems, with what I would say is probably one of the most advanced technological capabilities." NATO Allied Air Commander General Todd Walters had stated, "Anything that an S-400 can do that affords it the ability to better understand a capability like the F-35 is certainly not to the advantage of the coalition. Turkey was one of the main partner nations when it comes to the F-35 program, but because of the S-400 deal, it was eventually removed and is no longer responsible for F-35 manufacturing. Neither will it receive the jets which it had ordered. The Dassault Rafale is a French twin-engine Canard Delta wing multi-role fighter aircraft equipped with a wide range of weapons. Rafale literally meaning gust of wind and burst of fire in a more military sense. It's intended to perform air supremacy, interdiction, aerial reconnaissance, ground support, in-depth strike, anti-ship strike, and nuclear deterrence missions. The Rafale is referred to as an omni-role aircraft by Dassault. The aircraft is available in three main variants: Rafale C, single-seat, land-based version, Rafale B, twin-seat, land-based version, and Rafale M, single-seat, carrier-based version. Rafale is one of the most sophisticated 4.5 generation fighters and is very close to a 5th generation one. The capabilities are as follows. 1. The Rafale is fitted with two Snecma M88 engines, each capable of providing up to 50 kilonewtons, 11,000 pounds force of dry thrust, and 75 kilonewtons, 17,000 pounds force with afterburners. This enables the jet to supercruise at Mach 1.4. 2. The thrust-to-weight ratio is one of the best in the category, similar to Eurofighter Typhoon, but better than F-35s. This makes it an excellent dogfighter. 3. It has sensor fusion, that is unlike a typical 4th generation fighter and more like a 5th generation one. Rafale has the ability to process all the data from different sensors and present it in a single screen, enabling the pilot to take quick and accurate actions. 4. Dassault Rafale is fitted with an RBE-2 AA radar system, which is an active electronically scanned array AESA radar system derived from the Rafale's RBE-2 radar. The radar is reported to deliver a detection range of greater than 200 kilometers or 125 miles for a fighter-sized target and has improved reliability. 5. As per French combat doctrine, Rafale is expected to move into heavily defended airspace without needing enemy air defenses to be degraded first. For this, Rafale features an integrated defensive aids system named Spectra, which protects the aircraft against airborne and ground threats. Various methods of detection, jamming, and decoying have been incorporated. This is considered one of the best in the world. It's to be noted that 30% of the cost of the entire aircraft has been devoted to the radar and self-protection equipment. 6. Although not really a stealth aircraft, the Rafale was designed for a reduced radar cross-section, RCS, and infrared signature. In order to reduce the RCS, changes from the initial technology demonstrator include a reduction in the size of the tail fin, fuselage reshaping, repositioning of the engine air inlets underneath the aircraft's wing, and the extensive use of composite materials and serrated patterns for the construction of the trailing edges of the wings and canards. 7. The fighter has a range of 1,850 kilometers, or 1,150 miles, or 1,000 nautical miles, with 3 drop tanks. This enables the fighter to carry out long-distance missions. 8. The Rafale is typically outfitted with 14 hardpoints, except for the M variant, which has 13. It has an external load capacity of 9 tons, enabling it to carry out a decent weapons load. As per government sources, Greece and France will further consolidate their ties with a broader framework of cooperation. The French leader, Emmanuel Macron, seems to be taking up a leading role in European affairs, and has become Greece's strongest ally, while also being one of the hardest critics of Turkish President Recep Tayyip Erdogan. Rafale will be added to their existing fleet of Lockheed F-16 Fighting Falcons, Dassault Mirage 2000s, and McDonnell Douglas F-4 Phantom II in the Greek Air Force. The battle in the Eastern Mediterranean, with the reward of several $billion worth of oil and gas fields, will be fought mainly with fighter jets and warships. In all probability, the nation which gains air supremacy first will likely come out on top. This is where Rafale will be vital. Rafale is likely to be a game-changer for Greece and will tilt the balance in its favor, since Turkey will have less potent F-16s to oppose it in case conflict breaks out.
Thanks for watching. Subscribe for more videos like this. Hit the like button if you find the video interesting, and kindly provide your feedback in the comment section. This will help us improve.